ranking every single coach in the Big Ten 1 through 18. Got another tier list video. This is a very interesting conference in terms of head coaches, much more interesting than the SEC, in my humble opinion anyway. But looking at the tiers here, we have elite, high-end, solid, holy mid, how the fuck do you have a job, and drugs. Which, if you're looking at the bottom screen there, I don't think it's hard to figure out who's going to go into that category. But yeah, guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Gabe. Pleasure to have you here today. If you could like and subscribe to get us to 1,000 subscribers, I would greatly appreciate it. But let's just dive right in here. So starting with Lincoln Riley, I am a USC fan, so I do feel very qualified for this discussion here. So Lincoln Riley, he's definitely in high-end or solid. Low part of high-end or very top of solid. I'm going to put him in high-end for now. I think that's where he belongs. Another year of not performing up to par, not making the playoffs, and he won't be in there again for me. My faith in him is razor thin right now. If we miss the playoffs again, I'm ready to hit the eject button and move forward. There's no more excuses. It's time to make the damn playoff. Year 5, and that's all we're asking for. I think that's more than generous in my opinion. So yeah, high end for now for Lincoln Riley. Next up, we got Big Brett Bielema, Illinois. Solid. Very solid. He's the king of solid. Love his Twitter game. He's very funny on there. Now, he did beat USC last year. Props to him for that horrible, horrible game. But yeah, if you want an 8 to 9 win head coach that's going to play a physical brand of Big Ten football, Brett Bielema is the only guy for you. He's as solid gets. That tier was made for Brett Bielema. Next up, Barry Odom at Purdue. Holy mid. He was very good at UNLV. They had some good years there. For now, though, I don't think we can put him any higher than holy mid. We saw 1 year with him at Purdue last year. I thought they played very well in the game against us. But when you go 2-10 on the year, I know it was year 1, but we've seen turnarounds before, and we definitely did not see one last year. So yeah, for now, holy mid, very close to how the fuck do you have a job. Next up, we have Cokehead Dan Lanning. He is going to headline the drugs category for sure. This guy is a lunatic. This guy is unhinged. This guy takes his shirt off and jumps into pools with minors and records it on video and posts it. Now, I will be nice. I will say something nice about Dan Lanning. I think he's one of the best motivators in the entire sport. I think from the outside, it can look a little gimmicky, a little cringy, but inside that locker room, I think the Oregon players are fully bought into what he's preaching. I really do. You see it in the way they play, but there's just no category here outside of drugs where Dan Lanning can fit. I mean, just look at that picture. Does that look like the picture of a sane human being, of a sober human being? Now, this is all alleged, obviously. Definitely not saying that Dan Lanning was on coke in this picture. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is that if someone were to tell me that he was intoxicated on a particular white substance, I would not at all be surprised. So Dan Lanning, drugs, match made in heaven. Next up, Coach Braun at Northwestern. I love Coach Braun. He is a fantastic head coach. Going to put him just behind Brett Bielema in solid. He's a borderline miracle worker, what he's done at Northwestern. And now they're bringing in Chip Kelly, Aiden Childs to play quarterback. This is an interesting group that they have here. They could do something this year. Maybe 8 or 9 wins. That'd be really, really cool to see. Coming in after he did with the whole Pat Fitzgerald fiasco, with how that was handled, he picked up the pieces and he has done a wonderful, incredible job at Northwestern. Cannot speak highly enough of him and the program he's created. Next up, Matt Rhule, the cringiest, corniest, weirdest coach in all of college football. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there at Nebraska. The cringe fest is unreal for such a cool and historical program to be operating the way they are, with the weird photo shoots, with his podcast, with the back-to-back zesty quarterbacks. I don't know what's going on at Nebraska, man. So for me, Matt Rhule's going to go, and how the fuck do you have a job? I don't see it. I don't see that he's anything special. He's weird. The whole program is embarrassing and cringy, and Nebraska fans are so awesome, and the history of that program is so incredible. I just find him to be so off-putting, and like he's always performing and trying to be this really cool, hip guy, and it's so cringy. I don't get it for the life of me. I mean, it was bad when Dylan Raiola was there doing his little Mahomes cosplay. Hasn't gotten any better since he left. I don't think he was the problem. I think it starts at the top. That photo shoot video thing they did when they unveiled their uniforms. Oh my God. Here, I'll play it right now and you guys can see the cringe, and I'll be back in a second. So yeah, you saw it. I'm sorry for subjecting you all to that. That was really cruel by me, but if I saw it, you guys had to see it too. Oh boy, UCLA, Bob Chesney. All right. So again, this is going to make me sick. I hate UCLA. They make me nauseous. Having said that, this is going to be tough for me to say. I think they made a home run hire. I really do. Bob Chesney has it. I don't know what it is, but I think he has it. I really do. And I'm sorry to do this. He's going to go in high end behind Lincoln Riley for now, but he belongs in high end for me. This is a investment pick. This is a swing for the fences kind of pick. I think he's going to nail it at UCLA. Ugh, I feel sick. I think he's going to do a great job. I think there's just something about him when you hear him speak, when you see the way he talks to his team, the way he runs his program. I'll never be scared of UCLA. Not going to happen. Not in my lifetime. Nope. Having said that, I can see a program that's on the right trajectory, that's on the way up, and UCLA is. I think that's an incredible hire by them. I think he's going to change that culture immediately. Deshaun Foster should never have even been elevated above a running back coach. He's that incompetent. Going from that to this, it's like going from eating damn crayons in kindergarten to being a rocket scientist. Very big improvement here, obviously. And again, I hate it. I hate them so badly. I really do. That's a hell of a hire, man. Hell of a hire. Next up, Mr. Pierce Nipples himself, Ryan Day. He's going to go in elite. You can't put him anywhere other than that. I see Ryan Day get a lot of hate. And you're the Ohio State coach. You're going to get hate, obviously. But when Urban Meyer was there, the kind of players Ohio State was turning out, the kind of people that they were, the kind of people he was bringing into the program compared to Ryan Day has built a truly classy and wonderful program at Ohio State, in my opinion. I think he brings in the right kind of guys. They have a great culture there. And when these guys go to the NFL, you see that translated on the field and off of it, to be honest. You saw it on draft day. All the Ohio State players walking out to worship music. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. I love how Ryan Day has built this Ohio State program in direct contrast to how Urban Meyer did it. Urban Meyer has no soul. He really doesn't. He doesn't care what you do when you're not on the field. Look at the kind of shit he was doing in his personal time. Spending as much time in Ohio as I did, I know a good amount of people that have interacted with Ryan Day directly, and everything I've heard is he is just the most wonderful guy, gives so much time to the fans. So yeah, Ryan Day belongs in elite. He's an elite human being and an elite head coach as well. Next up, Kyle Whittingham at Michigan. It still hasn't set in that this is really happening, that he's going to be there on the sidelines in Ann Arbor. It's so weird. But he's going to go in high end, and he is going to go above Lincoln Riley because, sadly, Utah beat us 3 times in a row. Now, there is the asterisk. If you're a USC fan, then you know. In 2022, absolute horseshit calls up in Salt Lake City, and then Caleb's hamstring being torn in the first quarter. But I digress. They beat us, whatever. Kyle Whittingham is a fantastic head coach, and I think that's a home run hire for them. I don't know how long he's going to be there, but the mess that they were just in with Sharon Moore, and they won 9 games this last year. They had the same record as USC. Granted, we beat their ass in the Coliseum, but still. 9-win program with the most dysfunctional, insane coaching situation I've ever seen in college. Ever. Or any level for that matter. And now you go from that to Kyle Whittingham? Now, can Bryce Underwood play? I'm not sure. But one thing I know for sure is Kyle Whittingham is going to have them in a winning position in more games than not. And I'm glad we're not playing them for the next 2 years. I will say that as well. Coach Fish at Washington, one of my favorite coaches in the entire country. Love Coach Fish. I'm going to put him in high end as well. I'm going to put him above Coach Chesney. I really believe this. I really believe he's one of the best coaches in the sport. I think he's fantastic with people. I think he's fantastic with scheme. Love everything about Coach Fish. Give him a little bit more time at Washington. Let's see how he navigates this Damon Williams thing on the field. I think they're going to be really good this year. And that game for SC, sandwiched between 2 biggies, kind of a trap game for us. So not really looking forward to that one. Next up, we got Coach Loxley at Maryland. He's a good coach for there. Not much can really be done at Maryland, I guess. I'm going to put him at the top of holy mid. That sounds right to me. You can't really put him in solid when the record's been what it is the last few years, but at the same time, it's Maryland. Like, what do I really expect, you know? An East Coast school playing in the Big Ten. They've never really had a footing, no identity. The uniforms are tragic. Again, like I always say, am I still salty that they beat us in 2024? Absolutely. Am I biased against them? Absolutely. But I do like Coach Loxley. I really do. But for me, holy mid is his landing spot. Coach Ferentz at Iowa. The guy that decided to shit talk USC and Lincoln Riley when we joined the Big Ten, only to get beat in a Big Ten rain-style game in the Coliseum this last year. He's solid. That's what he is. He is solid. He'll go at the top of solid. He's not high-end. Iowa football doesn't win anything of note. They're very tough. They're a tough out, physical, all the Iowa stuff. They love their tight ends. They love their random white defensive backs. That's all cool. But for a guy that preaches all the stuff that he does, talking shit about USC and Lincoln Riley 2 years before you play them, and then when you do go out and play them and everything is in your favor with the rain, you lose. Don't got a lot of respect for a guy like that personally, but he does belong in solid. Now we got the cult leader, the cornball of all cornballs, the cringe master himself, PJ Fleck. Row your boat back to Western Michigan where you belong, because you are a very strange man and one that is incredibly overrated. And when he was linked to the job with USC that 1 year, I wanted to gouge my eyeballs out. I wanted to wash them out with bleach after I'd read that. Can you imagine row your boat in Los Angeles? Oh my God. He would have been eaten alive. Thank God that didn't happen. Just the cringe dial with him is cranked all the way past 10. He's going to go right next to Matt Rhule, and how the fuck do you have a job for me? The cringe in itself, I should have made a cringe category to go right above drugs and Dan Lanning's alleged coked out face. Next up, Coach Schiano at Rutgers. Back end of solid for me. You know what you're going to get with him. Tough, physical, hard-nosed, defensive football. All that stuff. It's very Big Ten. It's very, at this point, played out. You just know what it's going to be. He's fine. He's good for Rutgers. And that's kind of the full extent of it. Coach Signetti, come on, just stop. What he did at Indiana is the most impressive feat we have ever seen in the history of college football. He is the best coach in the sport, and I love everything about him. I love the looks on the sideline, never smiling, hands on his hips, over the top, WWE heel kind of comments, just cockiness. I love him. I love Curt Signetti. Now, am I excited for USC to go play at Indiana in like November this year? No, I'm not going to like him on that day. But for now, while we're not playing him, I think he's fantastic. I think he's a breath of fresh air in the sport, one that was badly needed. And what he is a symbol to these smaller programs. Keep investing, keep trying, keep swinging for the fences, because anybody can do it. And I love that hope. I love that optimism. I love how college football went from it's Bama and Clemson and LSU and Georgia to now anybody can get a seat at the table. And it's thanks to Curt Signetti in Indiana for showing us that it was possible. Now, going to the other end of the spectrum, Luke Fickell, back end of how the fuck do you have a job? Why did they keep him? Why did Wisconsin keep Luke Fickell? It has not worked out. It's not going to work out. It is cooked. It is finished. It is a wrap in Madison. But they're hanging on for dear life. For what reason? I couldn't tell you. I really could not tell you. For the life of me, I do not understand it. I don't think he's a trash head coach in general. I think for whatever reason at Wisconsin, it just has not worked out. Maybe he needs to go down a level, back to the Big 12 or back to the American. He doesn't belong in the Big 10. That's clear as day. Another guy that was linked heavily with the USC job. Thank God that didn't happen. Next up, we got Matt Campbell at Penn State. High end for me, without a doubt. Going to put him above Jedd Fisch for now. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to put him. Matt Campbell's a hell of a coach. Hell of a coach. It's going to be really interesting to see how all these new pieces click with the Iowa State contingent that's going to Happy Valley. I think they're going to be pretty damn good. And with that schedule, when USC rolls into town, that place is going to be loud, probably going to be a whiteout. If it's not Big Noon, I pray to God it's not Big Noon. I'd rather play in a night whiteout, to be honest. But yeah, with what he did with Iowa State, in a very similar way to what Coach Braun did at Northwestern, or is doing at Northwestern, Matt Campbell did at Iowa State, but on an even higher level, putting more players in the league. So yeah, I think that's a great hire for Penn State, an unbelievable hire. With how horrible that process was for them trying to find a coach, the Kalani Sitake saga, all of that, to land on Matt Campbell, very good job by Penn State. And lastly, we have Coach Fitzgerald at Michigan State now. Now, only because he's been out of the game for a few years. You know what? I was going to put him in solid. I'm going to put him in high end, behind Jedd Fisch. I think Pat Fitzgerald is a wonderful head coach. What he was able to do at Northwestern, multiple 10-win seasons, making it to, for sure, one, maybe two Big Ten title games. I know it was the Big Ten West and all that, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. He is a fantastic head coach, a great hire for Michigan State. Now, I thought Jonathan Smith was going to be a home run there. So I'm still stunned that that was as bad as it was, but love the fit at Michigan State. Think they're going to be a problem in a few years from now. And that is the tier list. I think that's a pretty good ranking. I know the Iowa fans are going to be up in arms. What has Coach Chesney done to be above Kirk Ferentz? That's an investment pick from me. That's looking at the end of the season. What do I think it's going to be? And I think Coach Chesney is going to be one of the rising stars of the sport. Unfortunately, I hate that that's the case. I really do. But yeah, that is the tier list. Dan Lanning's face down there in drugs is absolutely hilarious. So that's where I'm going to close it out. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next one.